Most people in the world heat their homes with wood, and they usually find the highest rated wood stove they can get. That's boring. Everybody got the same wood stove when there's an alternative. And although there are highly efficient wood-burning stoves out there, we're actually creating an even higher efficient wood-burning stove, the Rocket Mass Heater Bench. There are some people that know what a rocket stove is, and that's fine. And what actually makes our Rocket Mass Heater Bench different at the design is called the stratification chamber. What's going on, everyone? I'm Brandon, and this is the Gabion Wallapini project. Now, most rocket mass heaters work by having the hot gases or the hot exhaust run through the pipe and run through a series of ducting that kind of zigzags or snakes its way through a thermal mass bench, usually made of adobe or cob, all those things. And it's kind of one drawback with that type of design, with all of the pipes at least, that you have to be at least pretty precise with the angle of the pipe flow. So there's a bit more precise calculations and meticulous things you have to do to make sure that that kind of stove design works. Efficient as that design is, our design will be different from the rest because we will be using the stratification chamber design on our Rocket Mass Heater Bench. And that means instead of tubes, we're actually using this open bell kind of open bench shell design here, which will naturally stratify the incoming hot gases, and the cooler gases will sink. And then that's where the J-tube comes in, and all of the cooler gases are able to flow into that tube, which the J-tube actually connects to this exhaust pipe here, leading to outside. But the benefit will be that it's sitting next to the barrel, pretty close to the barrel actually, where it'll actually heat up this pipe and will create a siphon effect in the pipe itself because it's heated up. So then that'll actually help with the bench sucking out all the cooler air that's inside. So that's the biggest benefit with this heating system, is the even distribution of the heat, as well as the lack of complexity to the whole system overall. Less maintenance, less things to go wrong basically. Hopefully you understand the explanation of what a stratification chamber is. And we're starting this from scratch, using the materials from our property. So we're going to start at the base of the rocket stove and how I started and built everything up to get the platform and everything else, so you'll see that. So now we've got the outline and the base laid out for the Rocket Mass Heater Bench. So now we'll start the outline of the whole Rocket Mass heater itself. So for the bench part, we're going to be using leftover pieces actually from the cattle panel from all the gabion baskets. So I've already arched these, and now we're going to get these all set in place. So now that we've gotten the outline for the rocket mass heater, Nika had mudded all of the platform, and she's mudded a little bit of the base and the outline. So now we're gonna stack more rocks and get the rest of the base built up. And you'll see how Nika's mudding all that. So you'll be able to see how Nika's used the chicken wire to make the forms for the size of our tubing, and the diameter of our tubing is going to be about 8 inch. So Nika's used the chicken wire, and you'll see how all of that is going to be used for creating the form on the rocket stove. So the major key aspect of our rocket mass heater build is utilizing the materials, the natural materials that we have on the property. So you can see throughout all of our build videos how much stone we actually have around here. But we're actually focusing in on the lava rock, which has all these really nice large pores and little pockets on it. And we're gonna be using these kinds of rocks for all of the build here for the high heat capabilities, as well as the insulative capabilities of the stone itself. But we're pretty fortunate we can find all these little pockets of this really nice lava rock to be able to collect, as well as Nika's using the sifted material from a lot of the earthworks and creating further earthworks with that. All right, let's get back to the stonework and Nika's mudwork. To maximize the efficiency of the rocket mass heater, we're actually going to add this coiled copper pipe to the exhaust part of the rocket mass heater so that it's in the hottest part, but then that way we're actually going to be creating our own hot water after we create the tank off to the side. thing's all sanded, we just gotta make sure to wipe it down a little bit, and let's paint this thing. So we need to make the barrel a little bit shorter because it sits a bit too tall over the pipe. So for the exhaust part of the rocket mass heater, we want the barrel to sit about 4 inches from the top of the exhaust part of the tube. So the barrel's a little bit too tall and we got to cut a little bit off. This thing's looking pretty dang cool. Nika did a really good job of mudding all of this, and there's still a little bit more mudding to do, but you can actually check out Nika's mudding videos in the little link in the corner, and then I'll put it in the description box below too. One of the benefits of the rocket mass heater is the minimal amount of soot and ash actually that is produced in the system altogether. So cleaning really isn't a problem. We took apart previous rocket stoves after a number of years and found that there really wasn't any soot buildup, nothing that was clogging tubes or anything like that. But now we're actually missing the bench portion of the rocket mass heater. Got this metal lathe, and we'll actually use this metal lathe for